Today we're making chewy chocolate cookies. I promised you a sweet treat for this week. This is a very large recipe. It will make a number of cookies, but I would say just go for it because they'll get eaten. So there we are with starting out with the sugar and butter and very simple ingredients. Let's begin with our 2 cups of sugar. To that we add 3/4 of a cup of the Dutch cocoa powder, which we talked about on Thursday. So you're going to mix these 2 things together really, really well. And then you're going to add 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. All right, get that all mixed in there. Kind of blend it up. And once this is pretty well mixed, I'm going to use my whisk to try to get it all together. Once this is mixed, you're going to add 4 eggs, which I've already cracked. And I'm just going to throw them right into this mix. It'll be a little liquidy at first. We're going to add the dry stuff a little bit later. So we've got our eggs. Crack up those yolks a little bit. I used large eggs because, like I said, it's a very large amount of dough. So get that all mixed in. And once you feel like the eggs are pretty well blended, you can add your vanilla. And it's about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I wouldn't skimp on it. If you have it, use it. Vanilla really gives it that extra kind of richness, which is really nice. So right now it's looking like pretty much like a brownie batter. At this point, we're going to begin to add our dry ingredients. I'm going to do the salt first. Always add the flavoring. I think that's 3/4 of a teaspoon, correct? And with that, let's do and I'm going to switch now from a whisk to a spoon because I'm adding the flour. Now we're going to add I think it's 2 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of your baking powder. I like to add those at the same time. Actually, they could be mixed up in a bowl ahead of time if you wanted to. So we're going to get this batter all blended. And once it's blended, the trick with these cookies is you're going to shape them into little balls and you're going to roll it in powdered sugar before you bake them. And you'll see why when you get them out of the oven. They're really beautiful cookies, and the melted butter kind of gives them a different sort of texture. They get this like crack on the top, and they should be very kind of chewy moist in the middle. So I'm going to use my scraper at this point. You could also do this, of course, in a mixer. Sometimes it's an easy recipe to just do by hand. So that's kind of why I'm mixing it up by hand. Okay, we're almost there. Get all that flour blended in. So you can see it's a pretty thick batter, but that's perfect. That's what you want. You want something that you can just scoop up into a little ball and then roll in powdered sugar. So get your bowl of powdered sugar. Do you want to take a little view of this? You can do it on a plate. You can roll it on a plate, or you can put it in I have a bowl with a low side, and I kind of like that. So here we go. Our batter looks pretty well mixed. This looks really good. Okay, I'm just going to leave that scoop in there. I'm going to grab my cookie maker. I have a very small cookie maker scoop. I've got my cookie sheet all ready. You can use parchment paper. You can lightly grease it. I use these wonderful, oh gosh, what are they called? It's like a rubber, a silicone. I use a silicone pad. I like silicone pads. So here you are. This is about the texture it should be. I've got this scoop. I'm going to drop it right into the powdered sugar, roll it around a bit, just like that. And then I'm going to pull it out, put it on my cookie sheet. And with the palm of my hand, don't fuss with the glass and it just gets sticky. Just use the palm of your hand and gently flatten it, just like that. Really simple. I'll do one more. I'm gonna then fill this cookie sheet up with about a dozen cookies, and I'll put it in a 350-degree oven for. It says I guess about 12 to 14 minutes. So keep an eye on it because it's different with every oven. Correct? I use a convection oven. Again, just gently like that. That's the cookie, and I'm going to fill this up, throw it in the oven, and we'll come back and see how they turn out. Okay, the cookies are out. I did exactly 12 minutes. That's how my oven worked. This is what they should look like. See how they're cracked on top and the powdered sugar just kind of stuck in certain places. Let's go over here and we'll just see if they turned out like I'm hoping they did. They should be pretty crispy on the outside, but yeah, chewy on the inside. These absolutely look amazing. They look like what they're supposed to look like. Let's see how they taste. Delicious. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think you're going to love these. Get busy, bake a whole bunch, share them with your family and everyone you love. Happy Valentine's Day.